Hello, it's Drew and Terry Edwards here, Renegade Recruiter. And today we want to talk to you about polarization and just to explain what we mean. Um, Often when recruitment search managers come to us, they come because they want to attract more of their ideal clients, which is something that we're going to help them do. Um, but as part of that process, something that should be happening at the same time. If you want to attract more of your ideal clients, you also need to be repelling bad clients, people that you don't want to work with. And that's really what we're talking about when we say polarization. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, and I know this is a subject that many people have a problem with in terms of really understanding. And all I can say to them is think Donald Trump, think Kanye West, think Tony Blair, think Margaret Thatcher. See, whatever your opinion of those people, you know that some people absolutely love them, and some people absolutely hate them for a number of reasons. And it's got nothing to do with your political opinion, but you're quite aware that those four people I've just mentioned there, they certainly polarize the audience. And although you might think initially that's a good thing, sorry, that's a bad thing, it's quite the opposite. Reminds me some time ago, the way we used to work, we used to work with marketing departments and recruitment and search firms, and we used to write copy for them. And I remember I wrote some copy for a major search firm, and we wrote a whole series of emails. And eventually they said, "Oh, we can't go with some of these emails, Terry, because they're too polarizing." And one of the ladies in the room said, "Let's go with the email that every one of our lead readers will like." Well, that doesn't exist, because all you're saying is, let's go with the email that every one of our readers will treat equally indifferent. That's what will happen if you don't, if you're not polarizing your audience. And we're going to how you can do that, and we'll give you some examples as well. Drew.
Yeah, I think no matter how long, even if it's been in business only a short amount of time, you all know by now that there are good clients and there are bad clients, right? There are clients who are easy to work with, who you enjoy working with, and there are clients that you don't. There are clients who are good payers and happy to pay the fees and pay on time, and there's clients who don't. There's clients who share your values and clients who don't. And what sort of constitutes a good or bad client? Although there will be some commonalities with all of us, there will also be what makes a good client for me might be a bad client for you, and vice versa, because we're all different and we've all got different values. But the bottom line is, if you want your dream business, you want your dream clients, you need to be at the same time repelling the type of clients that you don't want. As you said, that happens with polarization, right? We want to again, just to give you like the online definition of polarization is division into two sharply contrasting groups or sets of opinions or beliefs, right? So one of the things that we often share with the recruitment search managers that we help is what we call the polarization matrix. And essentially what that means is that at any one time, you as a recruitment search firm, you're going to fall into one of four categories. You're going to be viewed in one of four ways by a prospect, right? So you're either going to be completely obscure. So that particular prospect doesn't know you exist. You're obscure. They never heard of you. They don't know you exist. They don't even think about you, right? Then you've got the other category, which is you can be completely ignored, which means they know you exist. They've perhaps spoken to you before, but they don't really feel strongly about you either way. So they don't particularly love what you do, and they don't particularly hate what you do. They're indifferent to you, right? And when people are indifferent, obviously when you're obscure, they can't buy from you because they don't know you exist. When you're indifferent, they might buy from you, they might still buy, but more often than not, they're going to go with someone who they've got a strong relationship with. So you've got obscure, you've got ignored, then you've got hated, which means they know you exist, but they, for whatever reason, never want to buy from you. And it could be because of you as a person, they don't like your personality. It could be because of any reason. It could be your pricing, it could be the way you deliver your service, whatever. They've decided that they don't like what you do and they don't like what you stand for. Or you fall into the fourth category, which is you're adored, and they love everything you do. They love everything you stand for, and they will choose to work with you over anyone else in the market, no matter what your fees are, because you are, in their eyes anyway, in their view, you are the number one firm in that sector. You are the go-to person. And really what we all want, we want to fall into the category of being adored. But it's impossible to be adored by everybody because, as I said before, we all have different values, we all have different opinions. So really the only sort of realistic thing we can achieve is to be adored by our ideal clients, the ones who match our values, the ones who match what we stand for, and repel the ones who don't match what we stand for. Terry, does that make sense?
Yeah, and I suppose what you're saying in a nutshell, there's power in polarization. So if you try and appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. The world of recruitment and executive search is extremely cluttered, and the last effect a recruitment or search firm can afford to create is just another recruiter, or worse still, total indifference. And what we're saying here is don't be afraid to polarize your potential clients. Most recruitment and search firms who even bother to embark in any form of client attraction try and get their message to appeal to everyone, to every demographic, social, economic background, everybody. And if you do that, I can almost guarantee it will give you mediocrity. What you want to be doing is creating a message that makes segments, as Drew said, of your potential clients absolutely ecstatic, and they absolutely love you because they know you, they like you, they trust you, and they know what you stand for. And what was also saying is fear not if some of your message makes some people unhappy. You're not here to be all things to all people. The worst case is to incite no reaction whatsoever, one way or the other. And when that happens, that only happens rather when recruitment or search firms try to make everyone happy. So very much as Drew was saying, you've got to be prepared to stand for what you believe in. Some people call it just being authentic or just being honest. If that's the way you feel about things, that's the way you feel about it. But there's no point, standing there and giving a load of BS about how you feel about it if that's not true to who you are.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line is if you're not polarizing, like polarization happens as a natural occurrence of almost getting attention, right? If you're not polarizing people, if they're not people who actively don't like what you're doing, then you're probably not doing enough. You're not getting enough attention in the marketplace, right? No matter what you do, there are going to be people who do not want to buy from you for whatever reason. And it could be nothing to do with your business. Terry gave some examples right at the beginning. Donald Trump, again, a lot of politicians there. No one is universally loved and no one is universally hated, right? And the same applies for you. But some people are universally ignored, right? So if you want to get your ideal clients, you have to sort of put your head above the parapet and be prepared to be disliked by clients who don't meet your values, right? It's the only way you're going to get more of the clients who do meet your values. And if you think about it, you watching this video now, you might think, oh, actually, they're speaking sense. I like what they're saying, but there will be people watching it who think, I don't like them for whatever reason. It could be because of what we're saying, could be because of the way we dress it. Almost certainly, there are people watching this right now who have decided they're not going to buy from us because of the look on Terry's face. And again, these are understandable things, and nothing you can do about it. Hang on, I'm talking. There's nothing we can do about it, right? Polarization happens as a natural occurrence. Like one of the mistakes I'm seeing, though, and this is sort of what prompted us to do this video, is that I've shared this with clients and they understand it, and I think a lot of the industry are beginning to get this, but they think of it in terms of, okay, so I need to polarize my audience. What can I do to be polarizing. And what they end up doing is they end up doing something that's deliberately controversial or deliberately out there or deliberately abrasive, something they know is gonna annoy people, not because it's what they stand for, not because it's it's not because who they are, not being authentic. It's for the sole reason that they think it's going to be polarizing, and it will be polarizing. But the problem with that is that you end up polarizing the wrong people, right? And what I mean by this is, like, people often say about the way me and Terry communicate in our emails and our videos, that we're blunt and to the point, right? And you'll get some people that love that and like the way we communicate, and suddenly you'll get some people who don't like that. The reason that we're blunt and to the point in emails and videos or wherever is because that's the way we are in real life. If we weren't like that in real life and we're just doing that to be polarizing, what will happen is we're going to end up attracting people who are expecting that from us when they meet us, and they're not going to get it. Same goes for swearing as well. I see a lot of people ask on, some of our clients ask, I see people asking on social media a lot, should I swear in my marketing? Should I, recently I saw someone say, should I swear on my LinkedIn profile? And the only answer to that is, if you swear in your day-to-day, and that's who you are, then yes. If it's not, and you're just doing it to be deliberately polarizing, then the answer is no. Bottom line is, like, if you swear on your profile, there's going to be some people that obviously don't like it and decide not to buy from you. If you don't swear, there's going to be people that sort of see it as quite vanilla and decide not to buy from you as well. No matter what you do, there's going to be someone who decides not to buy from you. The important thing is that you're authentic to who you are and you're polarizing the right group of people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So, an example for you, for an owner or a director of a recruitment or search firm. Think about the things that piss you off about clients and about hiring managers. I would imagine that you would rather not work with a hiring manager who insisted that you came back with the lowest fee. Well, tell your market that. Say to them, look, if you're buying on price alone and you want the lowest fee, we're probably not the company for you. Because the question I would ask you is, how did it serve you saying, we do anything for everybody? I was telling Drew this. I spoke to a client about 10 days ago, and he actually said this. We won't be beaten on price, and we recruit from tradespeople to CEOs. What he's trying to be is all things to all people. And he's actually saying that he won't be beaten on price. So the client says, I can get this done for 10%. His argument will be, well, we won't be beaten on price, so we'll do this for 9% on the perm placement. You must have met clients who do that, who buy on price and price alone. Tell them that if that's the case, that isn't for you. You must have met clients who don't value and respect what you do. I think you should make it perfectly clear. Look, if you're a hiring manager and you don't value and respect what the executive search firms or recruitment companies do for your organisation, then don't call us, because that's not who we're for. You must have worked with organisations who insist on giving that job order to what I call the world and his wife. So every other recruiter out there has got that job order. Do you really want that kind of relationship? Again, I would argue with you, you should make it perfectly clear. If you're a hiring manager that's looking to give this job order to the world and his wife for knowing, to 10 other recruiters as well as me, forget it, because we're not for you. And you're making it perfectly clear who you stand for. Now, as you're listening to that, you may argue, well, that's polarization, and I think we ought to have a conversation with those kind of hiring managers. Well, the answer is yeah, if you want to work with those kind of organizations. You know, if you've known Drew and I for any time, you'll know that we're quite clear who we'll work with, and it's something that we're very crystal clear about, the sort of clients that we actually work with. And it's something I got from a mentor of mine, a chap by the name of Peter Thompson. He had this saying, DDWT, don't deal with tossers. And we've adopted that, and we're quite clear about who we work with. And we're saying in our emails, and we're saying in our videos or whatever, that there are only certain owners of recruitment and search firms that we will work with. And if you're going to be a pain in the arse, if you're going to be a tosser, if you're going to claim that you know it all and I know what marketing is and how it works, then we're quite clear about it. We're probably not the organisation for you to be working with, because we certainly won't be working with you. And that's crystal clear. And you'll find that once you do this, you will attract like-minded individuals who value and respect. And if you're sick and tired of working on low fees, you'll repel those clients who are only looking for the recruiter on the lowest fee. Drew?
Yeah, I think look, the bottom line is polarization happens whether you like it or not. It's just about being deliberately conscious of who it is you want to polarize. But to achieve polarization, all you need to do is put your message out there and put your personality in your marketing. When you put your personality in marketing, when I say personality, I mean everything you stand for. So the type of clients you want to work with, the terms you want to work on, the fees, everything that you stand for as a person and as a business. Polarization will happen as a natural occurrence. The important thing is to be yourself, though, and that way you repel, you polarize the right group of people, and you attract your dream clients. Now, if you want help doing this and you want to attract more of your dream clients, and if you've got sort of bad clients, you've made a habit of attracting bad clients in your business in the past, and you want to put a stop to that, go to www.terryedwards.com/call and see how we can help. So that's www.terryedwards.com/call.
Excellent. And just as a footnote to that, I know as you're listening to this, you're thinking, oh, that's very well, but I've sometimes got to work with shitty clients, because what you're really saying, you feel you've got to work with these shitty clients, and that's just an indication that you're not generating enough business, so you're in a position to say no to clients. And we're the organisation that the recruitment to search firms come to if they want to grow their business. And one of our mantras is your business, your rules. You've got to be crystal clear about that. So if you want to discover how to do that, so you got more leads in hand, so you're quite comfortable saying to an organisation who doesn't value or respect or wants the lowest fee, no, you don't qualify to work with us. As Drew said, go to www.terryedwards.com/call and jump on a call with one of our team members, and we'll share with you exactly how to do that, so you can have the business of your dreams and you can work with the clients that you want to work with. So go to www.terryedwards.com/call and we'll see you on the other side. Drew, thank you ever so much for joining us today. That was absolutely cool. Thank you.